CJ, you got a question on the first three? Let's do them. All right, let's do the first three on the board. We've had so many kids out. Parent graph is just absolute value of x, just like it was on the warm-up. Y'all need to write a V right in the center for the parent graph. And you got to memorize what absolute value of x looks like. All right, let's see what y'all got on number 1. It says y equals negative x plus 2 plus 3. All right, CJ, always start in the back, okay? Plus 3 means it's going to go up 3. If I move over my number, instead of plus 2, I move it over, that's a negative 2, so it's going to go left 2. And I got to flip it. All right, so then I want y'all to go up 3, left 2, and flip it. So it just looks like that. When you flip it, it's just going down instead of going up. All right, let's see what y'all got on number 2. I got y equals negative 1/3 x minus 3 plus 1. All right, y'all should have up 1, right 3. Now, this one's got a fraction and it's got a minus sign. Remember, the minus sign is a flip. What does the fraction do to it? It compresses it, which makes it fat. You can put wide, fat. I'm going to write compress. So up 1, right 3. I got to flip it and compress it. So remember, make it really, really wide. Number 3, y equals 2x minus 2. All right, this one's missing something. It doesn't have a number inside the bracket, so I get to skip the part about going right or left. But I got to go down 2. And this one's got an integer in front. A fraction compresses it, makes it fat. This is going to make it skinny. You can write stretch or you can write skinny. All right, so down 2. I don't have to flip it. So it's just going to look something like that. All right, that's how you do 1, 2, and 3. All right, guys, do this. Flip it over. Go ahead and do 7, 8, and 9. They're the exact same type problems. The only difference is what kind of shape is 7, 8, and 9 going to make? A parabola instead of V's. All right, everybody look at number 4. If you got a question on 7, 8, or 9, raise your hand. I'll come help you on it in a minute. Everybody go to number 4. All right, 4, 5, and 6, your graphs are either going to be a line with a hole in it, or it's going to be the problems that look like this where you got the curves. It's going to be one way or the other. All right, so how do you know which way is which? If you have an x squared, Troy, on the top, make sure we factor that out, okay? Now, inside one of these parentheses is going to match the bottom, so you can go ahead and put x plus 4 in one of them. You got to figure out what goes in the other one. All right, well, I know x times x gives me x squared, so I know the first spot there has to be an x. All right, for the other number here, 4 times what number gives you 12?
3.
Okay, so now the question is it going to be x plus 3 or x minus 3? It's got to be a minus 3. How do you know? Well, 4 times negative 3 is how you get negative 12. If it was a positive 3, that'd give you positive 12 and it wouldn't work. All right, so that should help you factor it out. All right, so let's keep going. So which ones do I cross out? Plus 4. CJ, the one that's left over, you bring it down and you graph it. It's going to make a line all the way across the graph. All right, where do we start? Well, you go to negative 3 and you put a point on it. All right, what's your rise over run? What number's in front of x?
1.
Yeah, so it's up 1 over 1. So I need you guys to put a bunch of points going up 1 over 1 all the way across. Okay, do y'all remember how to find the whole now? The whole comes from what you marked out. Which one do we mark out? X plus 4. So look, if I take plus 4 and I move it over, that gives me negative 4. So we go to negative 4, we follow it down, that's going to be your whole, and the rest of it you just draw a line. Now we get a bunch of those Thursday and Friday. If I need to show you another one before we take the quiz, I will. All right, any question on 4 before we do 5 or 6? All right, let's do another one. All right, 5 and 6 both have written down that we got to find a VA and an HA. So hopefully we remember how to do this. How do you find a VA? That's the easy part. Take the bottom, set it equal to 0. Guys, if you got x plus 2 equals 0, that means you got a dotted line at negative 2. Everybody needs to put a dotted line at negative 2 with a color. Makes it easier for me to grade if y'all draw your dotted lines with color. All right, so that's the easy part. The HA is a little bit harder because you got to look at the exponents. What are we looking for? If it was like this, if you had an x on top and bottom, then you divide negative 3 divided by 1. Okay? But we don't have that. We got an x on the bottom. We can't divide them unless you got an x on both sides. So what's the answer on this one? Automatically 0, remember? So your other dotted line is at 0. All right, so now I need you guys to pick your 4 numbers, plug them in, graph your curves, and y'all should be able to do number 6 also.
Sir.
Yes, sir. I'll be right there, Fisher.